Hello, I'm Kai from Manchester Carer Centre and I lead our Young Adult Carers project which supports 16 to 25-year-old young carers who live in Manchester or care for someone who lives in Manchester, and we provide a range of emotional and practical support services to those people. Now, today I'm here to talk to you about Young Carers Action Day 2021. Now, this is an awareness raising day for young carers which is set up by the Carers Trust, and the theme for this year is about protecting young carers' futures. And I think we can all agree that after this year of COVID and lockdowns, we've all had a really tough time. Included in that, carers have had an especially tough time because for many of them it's meant an increase in their caring role whilst also having a decrease in their access and availability of services. So it's had a double impact on that group. Now, in the interest of looking to the future and looking beyond COVID into a brighter and better time, I think this is a really good time for the theme to be about protecting young carers' futures. So our activity to mark this occasion and to try and raise awareness here is to talk to one of the young adult carers who's been engaging with our service for a long time and get a bit of an understanding from them about their experience of being a carer and the impact it's had on their life, as well as what their hopes and dreams are for the future. And our goal with this is that anyone watching it will hopefully get a little bit more of an understanding about what it has been like to be a young carer and the amazing contribution that young carers make and the amazing attitude that they have. I really hope you enjoy watching this, and if you do need any support and you just want to talk, we're available on 0161 2727 270 if you need it, or if you just want to check in and see what Manchester Carer Centre is about, what services we've got. We're here for you and we can't wait to hear from you. I hope you enjoy this, and thank you a lot, Anthony, for your support with this video. Bye for now.
Well, I think the way it's impacted my life is sometimes it's made relationships hard because, like it's a big responsibility for you, but also like your partner who's getting you, because you don't want them to sort of run away and leave you and not be scared or put off by your responsibility, like having this responsibility looking after someone, either be mental health issues, physical disability, mental disability. You sort of feel like you're a bit of a burden sometimes. Like, I always worry what effect it has on my friends when they speak to me because I don't want to like drown my sorrows, sort of thing. But also realizing that it has made me more assertive and it's made me a lot more empathetic. More social activities, like I only really go out with friends, say like 4 or 5 times a year. So I miss out a lot on that, like meeting new people, because there's work and then there's looking after your mum, and that's always sort of been me. I've sort of just been my mother's carer, and it's not a bad thing, but there is sometimes when you wish you could be a bit more free. I think mostly activities, going out, and not that my mum hinders me or stops me from going out. She wants me to, when I've looked after her, and she wants, she says go and have a bit of time out. But yeah, I'd say that really, you feel like you don't want to leave them. As much as you have learned over time, it's made you a bit more stronger, empathetic, can deal with difficult people, difficult situations within work and what have you. I'd say I'd say social activities, and that's what I love about the Manchester Carers. Like, when you come there, you get to have the social interaction, the engagement, the laughs. You speak to people that have been through similar. So I'd say mostly that really. What made you have to grow up a lot more? So through high school, speaking to doctors is something that you kind of at the age of 13, even up to like being 16, you kind of feel like you're taking a lot of responsibility on for that person, and you sort of feel like you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders. So I'd say it's not necessarily affected me in like a negative way. I mean, yes, it has in some areas, because you're always worrying a lot of the time when you're not looking after them. You're at college, school, uni, you're panicking, and you sort of like keeping an eye out for phone calls off like the support services and stuff like that. So I would say it's impacted me negatively, but both positively, because it's made me a lot more assertive and a lot more resilient in how I tackle certain situations and how I can express what needs to be said to like the paramedics or the doctors from what's concerning me about my mum. So yeah, I'd say it's made me a lot more grown up in those aspects. Looking at letters, it's like a lesser two evils. You know what I mean? It's a great role because it makes you look at certain situations differently, but it also doesn't like hinder you from your ability. So your skill set will keep growing. Because when I was quite young, I was always inspired looking after me, Granny Lily, and my dad would often look after his mum. Most of my upbringing, I'd just see my dad caring for my gran. So that sort of inspired me. And when my mum came back into my life, I sort of, from the age of 22 now through 13 up to where I am now, I've sort of took on that role. So I think it's made me more assertive and a lot more empathetic and understanding different areas. One of the things that I wish that I knew before I realised I was a carer, that there's so many different support services out there. You've got CGL, Change, Grow, Live, Inspiring Change Manchester. You've got Mind, Be Well service. You've got lots of support. You know, you've got your school mentors. I used to have, I think it was called Pyramid Club. I was part of a crew. We joined Genesis. I've met my best friend in this service. She's called Rachel, and she's a carer for her mum as well. And I've known her for nearly 10 years now. So I'd say these support services. I wish back then I would have been where I am now with Manchester Carers, having chances to do bowling, escape room, creative writing, cinema, little things like that, you know, that I wish and do hope we get back to normal with soon, you know, that interaction with other support networks. So I'd say meeting new friends the past 2 years of my life, joining, I'd say 3 years now, the past 3 years joining the Manchester Carers, I genuinely cannot thank them enough. Like, I just wish that when I was about 13 taking on that role, I could have had that back then. I would say make mum proud, chase either the photography, modelling or acting profession dream that I've had. That all stemmed from going to see a pantomime in Ashton when I was about 6. It was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was Dick Whittington, and I remember going on stage towards the end when you run through the crowd at the end, got on stage, and I just felt like I was in my element. I absolutely loved it. You know, I've been inspired growing up watching things. People like Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Big Hooyan. I love performing. I love doing little projects, lending a voice for things, keeping that sort of what I've learned at uni and college, and just this inner drive, like the excitement it brings. Currently working on some things at the minute with a few friends. We're doing like a little anthro sort of comic strip pilot. God knows when that's going to be ready, but we're working on it. So everything I've learned at uni, I'm trying to pour into quite a lot of projects. Yeah, just the excitement, getting in front of the camera, getting behind the camera, painting beautiful scenes, engaging in creative writing. But yeah, definitely the passion and the dreams and the drive for the future has definitely got to be like doing presenting or like just voice acting, like being in a world other than your day job. So whilst having a day job, outside of that, I love doing like creative writing. I love going into different worlds and sort of like the escapism. So that creative ambition is flowing through my veins. I just want to do that's all I've ever wanted to do. But yeah, definitely acting or potential modelling. I would love to do anything like that. That is my ambition for the future. I just love creating something new, and well, even paying homage to classics that have come and gone. But yes, I think one of the ambitions is definitely to be the Doctor. So get back into acting. But yeah, you never know. You never know. I would say to any other carers watching this video, get in touch with Manchester Carers. Also get in touch with any support services you possibly can reach out to, and get involved with it, because you're not alone. And I know it feels like you're on your own, but trust me, you're not, because I've been in your position, still am, and coming together. I know it sounds cliche, but honestly, coming together and the friends you make at Manchester Carers, even at college, uni, whatever, it's a shared sort of pain, and it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. And, it's about coming together, knowing that you can get through the days when if we feel like your absolute worst, you're strong, you're a superhero, and you're better together. To come together, meet other people who can help you, but most of all, just to feel that stress off your shoulders leave. Because when you speak to so many different people who've been through similar situations as you, it's like a shared understanding. So I definitely say, just pick up the phone. Don't feel like you're like a burden to anyone, because we've all felt like that at some point. But honestly, you're not. You're amazing. And it takes a lot of guts to do what you're doing. The resilience you've got, the determination, that mindset, looking after the person you're caring for. You're not on your own. There's loads of us, and that's in that boat. So when it feels like a sinking ship, just remember, you've got all your crew to help. You're not alone. Remember that.